Hello and welcome back to When Passion Meets Profit. I'm Patricia Noel. I am your host for this particular podcast and this particular episode. And the episode is called, Are You Ready to Reinvent You? Sometimes we have to reinvent ourselves. We have to get back to what it is that's important to us. So I brought my book along today. It's backwards when I put it up like this, but it's called Discovering Your Core. And actually, I called it that because you could fill in the blanks with all the core things, your core beliefs, your core values, your core skills, all of those core. You have to go back and discover that. And when it's time to reinvent, it really helps to know who you are. Self awareness is really key, especially in this game of reinvention. So as I'm reading through the book, I wanted to share all of my rewords with you. Well, not all of them. I think I put 30 in the book, and so we don't want to bore you to death. But here's what I said. One of my quotes at the beginning of the chapter. It said, when we find out why we are doing anything in life, we are tapping into our core. And that's exactly how I feel. And when you start all of a sudden saying, okay, what is it I want to really do next? What is my what's the most important thing in my life right now? What is it I want to accomplish? So I had this event. We have lots of events, and usually it's called the Reinvention Convention. And I think how appropriate for right now, after just being in a pandemic, it's kind of nice to reinvent and know that there is hope out there to become and do and accomplish more. And so one of the things I thought was quite clever of me, I decided instead of round tables, that we get around, I'm calling them a rincubator, R-E, Nqubator, rincubator. Clever, huh? So here's my definition of the rincubator, a safe place for ideas to hatch. Because if we don't have a safe place to really throw out our ideas to see if they work or something that would be great for us and feels good for us, what else do we have? The incubators went over with a bang. Everybody loved it. They just felt freedom by the time they left there that day because they were able to share their ideas and get feedback from their ideas. But I'm going to share with you what I did with them. I'm going to share 5 of the rewords that happen to be in the book, because if we don't do these type words, these rewords, you become stagnant in your life and in your business. Now, the first one I'm sharing is reinvention. And of course, that's what I'm talking about here is, can you really reinvent yourself? Yes, I've done it many times. What does reinvention mean? It means finding another way to do something that you love to do. Possibly you've been a school teacher your whole life, and it's like, I don't want to do that anymore. Don't want to get up. I don't want to be with the children anymore. I've heard it from a lot of teachers this year. It's time to reinvent. And maybe you're going to be a teacher on a podcast like this. Maybe you're going to be a teacher on Zoom. Who knows? I mean, you can teach anywhere, any place. I was a school teacher and I taught little tiny children, and now I teach adults. They just got taller in their seats. The second reword is redesign. No, I don't want to talk about redesign. I'd rather call it reexamine, because I think I have to reexamine my life a lot rather than think of the redesign of it. And when I reexamine, here's what I do self coaching. And how I self coach is with a lot of questions. But why do you really want that? Well, I really want to fill in the blank. But why? And where? And how? And you just keep going on and on with the questions that are valuable to get you to re examine where you are today. And another way I do it, by the way, is I will say, just like I did today, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with your life and yourself today? Because if you're not, you have to re examine. If I say, well, I feel really good today. I think I'm at 8. Well, then what could make it a 9? Good question. That's what I'm talking about with re-examine. Here's my third word, redefine. And I say that because sometimes we have to redefine our lives. For instance, I just dealt with somebody last week. She's an empty nester now, and she's going crazy. She is so sad and it's so miserable. And she has to redefine herself now and think, okay, I've raised my children. It's my turn to maybe sing a song, write a book, do the dance. I don't know what it is for everybody. You have to decide that on your own. But we have to redefine many times through life. There's my fourth one. repurpose. Now, I've had to repurpose. And what I mean by that is I used to work all the time with solopreneurs. And now I work with people that are really looking for a side hustle, a plan B, somebody that already is in a career, but now they want to do something else. And they want to see if their plan B might eliminate their job. That's who I work with now. And yes, they can become solopreneurs, but solopreneurs that are working out of their home-based businesses, they already know what their niche is. They already know what they're doing. And then my last three words that I wanted to say is reframe. Sometimes we have to reframe what it is we're thinking. For instance, I had a gentleman the other day say, I feel so bad because I am not using my degree and I'm not living the way I want to live. I'm living in a shabby apartment and I just am not happy. Well, you have to reframe that then to get what it is that you want in life. So maybe he needs to think about, I am just on this journey. This is just a blip in my journey, this place that I am right now, because what I'm really going to be doing is working in a job I love or even creating a job I love. And I'm also going to be living the way I want to. Now, if I can't have the exact beautiful home around myself, maybe I can have fresh flowers, fresh plants, fish, whatever it is that makes that person happy inside that environment. That's reframing at its best. Aren't those good rewords? Yeah, I have many more in here. I just chose those for today. So, what is with all of the rewords? And I can tell you that successful people are always reestablishing, rearranging, reinventing, reinvigorating. I mean, they just are. And I want you to be that successful person that's always re-examining and looking to see, how can I make my life better today? What could I do today to be happier with what it is I'm doing? And for those of you that really are ready to go deep, I have the most fabulous course, life changing for so many people now, called Your Gift Is Your Niche.com. And this course takes you from where you are today, just like that gentleman. His response to that was, this was life changing for me. Why don't they teach this in college? Right. They don't, because they have to teach other things. So it's my job to get out there and help the people in between that don't know what they do, even when they graduate from college. And that's what Your Gift Is Your Niche is all about. It really helps you with that side hustle or that plan B or whatever it is that you're trying to do with your life, while you have this nice cash cow called a job over here that feeds the fact that your plan B isn't quite ready yet to pop out. Your Gift Is Your Niche can be read at Your Gift Is Your Niche, NICHE.com. It's on Teachable, and that's a great platform for any of you who are thinking about doing a course or anything like that. Look it up, because it certainly has been wonderful for me. And so the next thing that I wanted to mention to you about the reword is, you have to create a business from the inside out. You have to start thinking about the core of who you are and what you want your business to be. Don't chase the money. It doesn't work. If you chase the dream, it also doesn't work. You've got to get to the core of what it is that you really and truly want to see at the end as your result. And that's what Your Gift Is Your Niche helps you with. So I hope it resonates with some of you. And see, here's the last thing I said in here, and I love it. I said, remember, if you aren't reading your business on a regular basis, you are not growing and evolving so you can lead a purposeful life. Quote from Patricia, Noel. And remember, the motto for me this year is, my motto is all about you in 22. So until we meet again, it's Patricia, Noel.